Hello and welcome back to another episode of On Campus. I'm here with mother-son duo, Tesha McKinney and DeAngelo Ashley. I'm your host, Jaeden Smith. And first, I want to ask you guys, how are you guys doing today? I go first to you.
I'm doing great.
And how are you doing?
I'm doing wonderful.
That's great. That's great. Now, I want to ask you, what's it like actually being in college with your son?
I think it's wonderful. Actually, he's been here with me before. I'm a returning student. I
Yeah.
attended college here 12 years ago. He used to go to the daycare.
Okay.
So he does not remember, of course. So this is his second run around. And I love it. I think it's a wonderful experience.
That's great. That's great. Now, I want to ask you, DeAngelo, what actually made you join Solano?
It was like the first college I knew of was obviously the daycare with her, so I just decided to come back because I actually like coming here.
That's great. So you're actually on the baseball team. What's it like actually being on the team and also being a student athlete, I guess you could say. What's that like?
It's a lot to manage because you have to manage being an athlete and actually doing schoolwork. So I just try to do the best I can with that.
That's great. That's great. So both of you are public speaking students. Both of you are
Yes.
in a public speaking class, I guess you could say.
Yes.
What can you take from public speaking and basically put that in actual real life, I guess you could say? I go to first to you, Tisha.
I feel that being in public speaking gives you confidence.
Yes.
And if when you go to a teacher job interview, which we learned from Professor Pop, it gives you that background knowledge of what to say and how to perform, your performance.
Right.
And it helps in all aspects of life, not just with job interviews and not just with confidence. You get the chance to see, you can critique yourself, and then you can see what your improvements are, and what your strengths are. From that perspective. And it was something that I used to feel intimidated by in the past,
Yeah.
but once I got into that class, I love it.
It's great. And
Yeah, I
you can build from it and become better as a person as well.
Yes, yes.
That's true. So what about you? What can you take from public speaking?
Um, how it helps you with speech, in general, talking to others, for instance right now. So I have to say that'd be one of the main points I take from it.
Right. So you are a kinesiology student.
Mhm.
Well, that's your major.
Yeah.
Is that something you want to do after Solano, or do you want to still continue with your baseball route?
I would say that'd be the plan B after baseball.
Okay.
So I would say either that actually me after not baseball.
Right.
Yeah.
So do you actually want to be a coach, or do you want to actually be more in tune with different players, I guess you could say?
I would say coaching because I just like the aspect of baseball
Yeah.
in general.
That's great. That's great. So I know you're on the team and you guys just went to the playoffs. What was that whole experience like, especially being in your first year of college and now you're actually in the playoffs? Not many people get to experience that.
Yeah.
What was that experience like?
It was a pretty cool experience, going out to Folsom, never been there before. So, staying in a hotel with the team, that was pretty fun as well. So I say it's actually overall a pretty cool experience.
That's great. And I want to ask both of you, what's your goal here at Solano? And what's your goal after? I'll go first to you.
Well, of course, there's my studies.
Yes.
And then I want to get a job working as an elementary school teacher or even working with preschool.
Okay. Yeah.
And I'm going to, I've always loved going to school. It's always been a passion of mine. So I don't have any problem doing a lot of reading, writing. That's just what my main goal is right now.
That's great. And what about you? What's your goal here at Solano?
I would say just further my baseball career, finish my 2 years here, and then transfer out somewhere to continue playing golf.
And speaking of transferring out of here, is there a specific college in mind, or do you want to actually go straight to playing with the Solano Mudcats, for example? What's your route after?
Just playing anywhere they take me at, because I'll go wherever.
That's great. That's great. And I want to ask you again.
Okay.
You actually just did a podcast just yesterday.
Yes, I did.
And I hear that was a lot of fun.
Yes.
What's it actually like having your own podcast?
Well, it wasn't just me. I did it with my classmate.
Yes.
Michael Cuba. She was phenomenal. And it was wonderful. That was something I've always wanted to do. And when we learned that we were able to do podcasts, I was like, yes, this is my biggest dream. Because I would like to one day, just as a side hobby, like a podcast for true crime, because I'm a true crime junkie, and we actually had a wonderful time yesterday. It was a wonderful experience.
That's great.
She's great to work with.
So you also joined the sports broadcasting class.
Yes, I did.
And I'm sure that over the next semester, that's all you're going to do, just a bunch of different podcasts about what you could like. And
Yes, we're going to do some type of topic, hopefully every week.
That's great.
Yes, so I'm looking very forward to that.
So you always be in front of the camera having fun?
Yes, it's a wonderful opportunity.
That's great.
It's once in a lifetime dream.
Once in a lifetime.
Yes,
That's
it
true.
is. Yes, it is.
So, and I also wanted to ask you, some of your other teammates, like let's say for example Miles Meadows and Rolando Ramos, they are also in a podcast. Would you happen to join a podcast maybe the next semester, or?
I don't see that was something I'll be doing, but I would it would be fun to watch on YouTube. I usually watch all of them on YouTube. On Pretty Pop channel. So I say that's pretty nice to see.
That's great. That's great. And I want to ask you, what's one memory from your past season that you will never forget? Because I guess this was a pretty successful season, I guess you could say. Going to playoffs, having a lot of fun. You have a lot of great batting moments that we all love to see. What's one memory that you will never forget?
I say my first hit of the season, which I 3 RBI single.
There we go.
So and it's I gave the team a league against Los Daños. So that's a pretty cool moment.
That's great. So you're gonna be a sophomore after this next season. What's one thing you can say to upcoming players that's going to join the Solano baseball team?
Make sure you stay healthy, and make sure you do all your work, because that's very important. Stay on your work and just play as best as you can.
That's great. Well, I think that's all I have for you, both of you guys today. I want to thank you guys.
Thank you for having us.
Of course, of course. And thank you everyone for watching. I'm your host, Jaeden Smith, here joined by Tesha McKinney and DeAngelo Ashley. And we'll see you guys next time.
The exponential growth from the program from my first year to my third year now, that's what keeps me coming back and keeps me excited and just fulfills me as a person.
It's so impressive, and we every time we walk in here, you guys are doing something different. It's great. It's
nothing but opportunities here, and we have sports to cover, we have the equipment.
Because the more ambitious you are, the more opportunities you'll have.
On-the-job training is huge.
Get the hands-on experience.
When someone asks who can do it, you can raise your hand and say, I can do it. So
joining the class was the best decision I ever made.
Stand by, we're going to go to cut one. And cut one. Cross court to Audrey Jones. Audrey for 3! It is good! With 1.3 seconds left on the game clock, Audrey Jones with one of the biggest shots ever.
the sky's the limit, really, with what we can do here.